Okay, now you can say it.
Hi, Jake.
There we go.
From the future, Jake wants to-
Hello, people who are gone, and the Lawrence bunch. We're going to go through just a couple of these review problems, not get very far today, because there are quite a few people missing. But I'm going to give you a start that gives you kind of a little, motivation to do some of these. So, 1 and 2 are asking just like baby step problems, and then 3 through 7 you're going to need formulas for. So let's talk 1 and 2 strategy really quick. They want you to find the Z value, and you have a confidence level of 89.48%. That seems like a really wonky number, but what that means is that I have my bell curve here, and 89.48% is the middle percentage, okay? Now, they are wanting you to find this Z value here and this Z value here. What do I know about those two Z's?
Divide that into add 50.
Hold on. They're going to be the same, but one's positive, one's negative. Okay. Now, a Z score, if I look it up on the chart, reads from here back. Excuse me. But 89 is not the whole way. It's only from here to here. So how do I figure out what this little bit is?
Divide that into.
Right? From here back is 50%, but what's from here to here?
Divide that into.
Divide that in 2. What's 89.48 divided by 2? 44.74%. Okay, so then what would this be? If that's 44.74, what would the rest of it be?
Plus 0.5.
Like 6%? No.
What?
5
I
point.
don't understand what you're saying.
I'm trying to figure out what this is right here.
Okay, well you.
5.26%. Okay, so if I'm trying to find what's from here on back.
So you go to 5.26 on your Z chart, and that says.
Oh, you could do that.
What? I'm confused.
I'm just saying it's so much.
There's a
easier
couple different ways to look at it.
I'm going a different way.
Luke is wanting to find this guy right here. He's wanting to find this one first. Or you could find this one, but you just got to add them all together to find that one.
Is that not what we're trying to do?
But 5.26 he's looking up. Yeah?
The value of Z.
Okay, we split the 89.48 in half, and half is 44.74. So that means 44.74 is here, and 44.74 is here. But if I want to know from like here on back, that would be the remaining 5.26% because this is the halfway mark.
1.62.
Yeah? Do you see that? Yeah? Yeah?
1.62.
Okay, look it up on the chart and figure out what your Z score is. Which side are you looking up 5.26 on?
Doesn't matter.
No.
-1.6.
Which side do you look up 5.26? It'll only be on one side.
Negative.
The negative side, because you're looking at a negative Z score. Negative something. You figure that part out. Okay? You do that part.
-1.6.
I don't know what it is. You do that part. Okay?
Negative 1.62.
Number 2. Here's what they're asking for. They are giving you the answer.
1.62.
Wait, I'm confused. Positive and negative 1.62.
You can't just leave this like that, Miss.
Jalen, do you remember when we were finding Z scores using the plus and the negative?
Because probably. Can you write it not in a percent, just like in the decimal?
Oh,
Where do we get
what's
the
5.26%?
0.0526.
0.0526. That's what you're looking up.
And just go along with confusion.
4.74 minus 50.
You get
I
it?
get it.
Yep.
She
No,
made
we're
the-
Okay.
answering the wrong question.
I was
So find what that Z value should be. Are we ready for
So
2?
it's a plus and a minus.
It's a plus and a minus.
89. Got it. Okay, I had the wrong
So it doesn't matter if you look up this one first or this one. You'll get the same one, but plus and minus.
1.26.
Oof, we're starting off on a real good foot this morning.
Wait, I need to practice.
Don't.
Number 2. Here's what they're saying on number 2. I'm moving on. They give you this interval, and they express it in a parenthesis, but this means that P lives in between these two. 0.432 to 0.52. They want you to write it as this. They want you to find the error based off of what this confidence interval is.
Okay, take 0.52 minus.
So figure out what P hat will be and figure out what the error would be that you are adding and subtracting each time to get that number. Okay? That is what they are asking
Then
for.
subtract that from 0.52, and that's your answer.
What are you talking about?
Don't talk out loud. You're confusing everyone. Just don't talk out loud.
What's going on?
Okay? You need to find the values. Shh. Luke, you're making my job way harder today.
Okay.
Okay? Find P hat, find the error. Anybody completely lost?
Average. You add those two together and then divide by 2.
So.
P hat plus the error will give you this guy. P hat minus the error will give you this guy. So what is
That's
the
gonna be
what's the error that you're adding and
Plus
subtracting
or
each
minus
time,
your
and what's
error.
the
Finding
middle?
your
What's
error
the
from
P hat?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
So.
What would you like to do? There's a bunch of ways to solve it.
Add, divide by 2.
Sure.
Find an average.
Yeah.
And then you subtract.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Keep it going with that idea. Yep. Keep it going with that idea.
Just
I like it. I like it.
yes.
Okay.
What did you get?
0.476.
476 for the hat. For the error, yeah.
Do I have to remember these equations?
No, we're gonna write it down on a colored sheet. Okay. Number 3, and number 4, and number 5, and number 6, and number 7. We're doing this too. How do I know that? It says a population proportion. Construct a confidence interval for the proportion. Select the students, find the true proportion. Use your own words to interpret, so this is just goes along with that one. Number 7, find the population proportion. They're all proportions. Okay, and that was in 7-1 when we did proportions. Here's the formula for finding the error. Okay, which chart do you use for this section?
The Z chart.
The Z charts. No doubt about it. There is only one chart. The Z chart's the one in the bottom corner. Okay, that's the numbers that you go off of. So to calculate the error, you do that guy. And then you add and subtract the error from your P hat to find the confidence interval. Now, number 3 is only asking you to find the margin of error and round the error to 4 decimal places. That is all. You don't have to actually construct the confidence interval. You're just finding the margin of error. Got it? Let's figure out what stuff is what. What does 98% confidence tell you?
That gives you the critical.
That gives you your critical number. Z is what? 2.33. Okay. The sample size is 800. What does that tell you?
What's your N?
N is 800. 40% are successes. What does that tell you?
Your P?
That tells you your P hat is 0.4. What else do we need to calculate margin of error? Here it is. I need what? I need Q hat, and Q hat is 0.6. Now you can calculate your margin of error. Go ahead and do that. On number 3.
So then we add and subtract that from the hat.
No, because they're just asking you for the margin of error. You don't need a confidence interval. The next ones you will do that, yes. If they ask for the entire confidence interval, like number 4, construct a confidence interval. So you're doing the whole thing. Number 5, find a confidence interval for a proportion. 7,
0.
no, 7 is not asking that. Okay? So 4 and 5 are the same way. 6 is an interpretation of number 5. I'm going to give you a couple minutes to do 4 and 5 and 3 and all that stuff. Okay? I'm going to walk around and help if you have questions. So do 4, 5, 6, and we will talk about number 7 in a bit. Okay? Who is lost? Where can I help?
Okay. So your P
Where am I?
times your Q plus your Q.
Oh.
Are you being a helper as well, or what?
I'm always a help. What do you mean?
Well, maybe you should do your own first, and then you can help.
But if I do other people's, then I don't have to do it. Exactly. Kind of smart, don't you? Degree of confidence.
Alright, what can I do for you?
interval.
Oh no.
Your P hat for number 2. 4. 4. So you have your.
Did you find this one? What is this?
Yeah.
Is that your answer?
I have N. Oh, what's my X? Oh. does
So
X
you're finding
actually
that,
mean?
it says
X
find
is
the
your
margin of error.
sample size.
So you're finding E.
Go find my P from that.
So E equals Z, which is 2.33.
I'm confused already.
Okay, do you know where
Wait,
we're at?
there's an X.
What is that X
What?
do?
Look up on the
What?
Z chart,
I'm
this
a
is the
hacker.
Z chart,
Yeah.
and 98% confidence.
N is your population.
No, I
So
don't either.
2.33 times.
I
the
don't know
square
why.
root
X
of
is,
P
so
hat.
is it X over
It's
N?
P hat, Q hat.
Maybe.
P hat is 0.4, Q hat
Well,
is
let's
0.6,
just do that.
all over N, which is 800.
That makes
Okay.
sense, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
200
It does,
No,
because 162,
times, I'm gonna do fraction.
That's like your
Nope,
that's your
I'm gonna
percentage.
put
yeah,
it
that's 0.83, so that would be your P hat.
Gotcha,
Four
okay.
times 0.6.
Hey, I know something.
Okay,
Hmm?
this, yeah, 0.404, that's
And
my
Let's ask
error.
him your.
Now, 0.0404
I'm
is
pretty sure that's what it is.
the decimal, so if you
That
want to, you
seems
can put it as
reasonable.
4.04%, but that's okay. So here, you're doing the same thing, except you have to construct the whole confidence interval. So after you get the 4.04%, you're going to add and subtract it from the P hat. I'll pull that up. Yeah, we don't have a P hat, right? So to find P hat, you do X minus N, or excuse me, X divided by N. So 162 over 195.
I got it.
Yeah, okay. All right, Carson, you got your E
For what?
for 4? No.
Oh, yeah.
Yes? Did you get your E for 4? Now you have to add and subtract that from your 0.83
Yeah, I did that.
that you got. Did you add and subtract it and you wrote it like this?
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool, very good. Do the same thing for 5. Okay.
You get for error.
Aiden, what you got?
I'm working on that.
Oh, okay.
You know what, Carson? I'm not appreciating your attitude.
Good.
Yes, that's your PCAT. Okay, finally 95% confidence interval. So we need to find the error. What's Q hat?
0.055 times
0.944.
divided by
So we'll just go.
We got 0.02.
Error.
That's not good.
Ah.
That's what I got.
Why would you say that?
I thought I did it wrong.
Looked at it wrong. I took a break. I'm tired of this.
I got that
It's been
too.
5
We
minutes.
got the same thing. Why is it not good?
I read it.
It's just too exhausting.
You just added that to
That's so
21.
I'd practice it.
380, right?
I'm not gonna do anything.
Okay, how we doing? Everybody doing all right?
Yeah, we're getting there.
What?
What are you writing?
Did you write in your own words? Do you know how to write in your own words?
380
No,
On 5.
What?
There's N 3.
N is 380, you
I
betcha.
forgot how to do it.
Now, what is 21? 21 said they plan to work in a rural community. That is X. So kind of like in the previous problem, you have to do
X over N.
P hat is 21 over 380. Yep. Okay. So
how
whatever
do we
that is.
write our own words?
How do we write in our own
Like,
words?
We found that.
We are
Prob-
blank confident that if we survey all, what are we surveying? All
Students.
med students. So you have to include the word all in there. Between blank and blank percent would,
Your thing's out.
my thing went out.
Guess we're done.
So we have to put our decimal digits.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, I would, because it makes more sense in context.
Okay, so just in the.
Between blank and blank would what?
Community.
Work
Why didn't I just say community?
in rural community.
We are 95% confident. Wait. Yeah.
Did I get all that? Oh, did I check all the boxes? So things that you need to have how percent confident you are. You need to have the word all in there. You need to have your percentages between, and then the context of the problem, whatever it is that they're talking about. Make sure you have all 4 of those pieces in your own word interpretation. Okay? There will be quite a few of those on the test. I'm just going to warn you. Okay? All right.
Y'all are already.
Luke, I gave up. Start a
Have you guys gotten to 7 yet?
Kyle, I gave
What's
up when I
what's
was
7 asking for?
Find the minimum sample size.
Find the minimum sample size. What is sample size? Asking for. What is sample size? They're saying find n.
0 to 8.
Do we have a formula for finding n? It's the same as error. It's this guy but backwards, right? Okay. Do we have it? Do we have that written down somewhere? Error is z times the square root of p hat q hat over n, right? So if I take e and I divide z and I square that, right?
And then
That's equal to p hat q hat over n. And then what do I do?
take it
How do I get n by itself?
1 over PQ. Is that what you
I'm going to swap these two places.
Wait, but you don't know P and Q.
N equals, hold on. Yes, you do.
You use 0.5, don't you?
If you don't know, you use 0.5. This is the formula you're going to use for n. Okay, I think we have that written somewhere in your notes. Okay, if p and q are unknown, use 0.5. Okay, all right, and then figure out what your sample needs to be. You always
Always.
do what? When you're finding n,
E divided
Always.
4,228
Always.
point.
what'd you say?
Round up.
Round up.
99.
Always round up.
0.57.
Okay, if you're solving for n, always round up. Even if it's 0.1, you have to round up. Otherwise, your error will be not correct. Okay? So there you go. Use that to find number 7.
Divided by 0.0.
You know, I think it's kind of bigoted of Michael to assume that he could eliminate liberals.
Yeah, like, why can't we be willing
Also,
to
what's wrong with liberals? They keep the
I
Republicans in
think you
check.
should not. I don't know why that is there.
I'm not a
What's the
liberal.
bottom
I'm just
word?
saying we're both sides of the spectrum.
Uh,
Both sides go to work.
Comrades?
Communards.
Yeah, like auntie.
It took me a minute. Communards.
Wait, what did you get, Luke? Because I got a really
4,229.
That's not what I got.
Dang it all.
I don't know how to plug it into my calculator.
Okay.
That could be. How do I
How are
plug
we
this
doing?
in so that I get the right answer?
Wait, no, pause. You did everything right except you used 0.25 except 0.5. I used 0.5.
I used 0.5. Where do you get it?
Luke, where did you get it?
That's like parentheses.
Did you guys do it all at one shot?
Yeah. Do I need not do that?
Do you use 0.5 as P and Q or just
Yes.
P and then Q?
No, P and Q.
Luke's
P is 0.5, Q is 0.5.
Q has
That's
to.
Dang it.
Right.
Let me get it.
What did you get?
2,105.
What?
422.
I got 115.
2,1,1,4. Why is it so?
You always round up. You always round up.
Oh.
Always,
ah.
even if it's 0.3.
Round
They
up.
missed 10. You missed 10 people. What did you get? Oh.
21.15.
So, yeah.
2,000.
You always round up.
No. I did it right the first time. 2,100.
No, you didn't.
5, 4,
You got
5.
4,000 because you didn't do it right.
I literally just did half.
What?
I just plugged it all in at once.
Do your own.
Yeah, but that's
No, I did just half.
I know, literally.
What would I do?
Okay.
I'm close.
No, he's not. No, close.
I automatically assume I'm not.
I'm composed.
You have what?
The last two.
Is that it?
Where we stop or do we figure out where
Let's do like just a couple more.
Can we just do
Let's do 8 through 10 because those go together and we'll be done. Okay.
Wait. But come on,
more
sure.
problems Parks and
A
Life.
cool person wouldn't make us do 8 through 10.
I'm sorry. I'm not cool.
Just saying.
I never claimed to be that. Okay. All right. Number 8 and 9 and 10. Let's see what we're doing now. Use a critical value to find the confidence interval. Blah blah blah. Which critical value? We are trying to find. Oh, they don't say that we're trying to find mean, but which critical value would we use if n is 17 and we don't know the standard deviation? Do we use t or do we use z?
99.
Z.
If n is 17, that means we're less than 30, right? And we don't know sigma,
T.
we use t. Okay? So we use t, and the things that we need to know for t are 99%, and what else do we need to know on the t chart?
Wait, I need to find my chart.
What else do we need to know for t chart?
I have a really bad feeling.
99% and
I have a feeling it's that.
degrees of freedom. How many degrees of freedom do we have? 16. One less, right? Okay, so look up 99%, 16 degrees of freedom. What do you get for T?
2.921.
Hold on.
2.921. Check that.
Wait, which side of the thing do we use?
It should say T at the top. The side that's facing me. That one?
Yeah, this one.
Yep, the one with the bell curves.
Okay.
Okay, see if you find 2.921.
99%, and then you go down and, wait, what is it?
16.
16 degrees of freedom, 99%. Yes, did you also get that? Cool, that was an easy problem. Next. Use the given degree of confidence and a sample data to construct a confidence interval for the population mean. So now we're into means. Here is the formula for population mean. Are you ready? I'll put it off to the side over here. Error. These are means. Means. This is in section 7 too if you want to look back at your notes. Error is Z or T, usually you're using T, times S over the square root of N. And then to find your confidence interval, you take your X bar and you subtract the error to find this number. And you take X bar and you add the error to find this one. So let's pull out some information. 20 randomly selected students. What is 20? N. Okay? Took the calculus final. If the sample mean was 95, what does that mean? What's 95? The mean, which we call? X bar.
X bar.
X bar. And the standard deviation is 6.6. What do we name standard deviation?
S.
S. Because it's not the population, it's just for my sample of 20 kids. Construct a 99% confidence interval. Okay? So, am I going to use T or Z?
T.
T, because we only know S and N is less than 30. So T equals, go to 99%, how many degrees of freedom?
19.
19 degrees of freedom at 99%. T is
2.6.
2.861, yeah? Okay, now, you do this. Calculate the error, add and subtract from the average. Okay, and then do your own word interpretation on number 10, and that's all.
Wait, what's T?
2.861, I think.
What are you doing?
Okay, I will come help you, Carson. Everybody good? Do number 10 after that, and then you're done.
And you use 20, right? You don't use 19.
In the equation for error, yes. You only use degrees of freedom to look up on the chart. Yes.
So would you round up because it's mean?
Main confidence interval, like the
What?
confidence of it.
Would you round this number?
No.
No, but if you're
Not
finding
at all.
mean.
Yeah, so?
You're
You could have a mean. You could have a mean that's 94.
Oh shoot, but what, yeah, because I'm finding, well, I'm thinking of something else.
Okay, but
So this would be the number
What?
confidence.
I feel like you're adding it to 95.
we are 90.
Yeah, I got
5% confident.
0.94.
You're not correct.
Nope, you did something wrong here. You didn't, you
Oh, I didn't square
didn't
it.
square it.
Thank you. Thank you.
95% confident. That.
Ah. I'm doing something. I need to retype it. I was so confident too.
Use your own words to interpret the meaning of this confidence interval.
Did you? Oh wait, I got an error. How did I get an error?
Okay, 95% confident that
Did you get 4.22?
if we
Yeah.
survey all,
No?
What?
That's what I got.
Oh, wait,
that's what I
sorry.
got.
that if we survey all medical
You were gonna confuse that.
No, you when you start talking when we were doing the first couple problems,
I was gonna
confused.
cry.
I know. I was like,
between
it's just no, because you were talking.
Divide it.
You were no, but you were talking, and I was hearing like her. It's just not good.
I say we are
They make sense in my head, and then they go out my mouth, and then they just,
Yeah.
99.
no promises after that.
That if
Nailed it.
all
The percentages on their final.
Okay, I'm gonna log off here because they're just finishing up stuff.
Bye, Jay.
So goodbye, people.
Bye, Jay.